It's not.
Let's look
It's 360
at the
deals.
end of this.
It's
No. Wait, Sam, are you saying at the end of the rainbow, it's not a pot of gold, but a 360 deal?
At the end of the rainbow, it's a 360 deal. Oh man, that's your pot of gold. That's crazy.
What's up and welcome to episode 95 of the 30% podcast, hosted by yours truly, Afam, and my amazing co-host, Sam. Sam, what's up?
Njerae wase.
Yo, I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are, thriving in whatever it is that you guys do.
Yep.
And welcome back to another edition of the podcast. Thank you guys for investing your time with us. Sam,
In bundles.
how have you been?
Time
What's
in
up?
bundles.
What you been up to?
Man, I don't have anything to report. I've been inside. I have been inside all week, working on projects
Yeah.
and beats and music. So very, very, very mundane week I've had, but it's been cool. Been working on some Afro house. I think I made some hits. It's I don't know if you go. Oh well, if you're not an artist producer, you probably don't go through this. But then as an artist producer, the times where you make a beat and then you're like, fam, should I send this to the artist or should I keep this for me? So I had that.
Oh yeah.
I had that dilemma this week, but we'll see. At this point in my life, I'm always
Sometimes though you send it to the artist.
yeah. That's
Don't
what I
become
came.
like Pierre Bourne.
Yeah, that's what I came to. It's like, listen, if I think it's amazing, I'm just going to send it off to the artist. If they do something great on it, then yeah. If they don't, I might have to have a hard conversation. But apart from that, it's been chill, man. Nothing much
Yeah.
happening. So eating well, sleeping well, living life. How are you doing?
Nice. I'm doing fine, man.
on?
Had a interesting week, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Went for a studio. Well, I wouldn't say a studio session, but we were just cooking up with two friends I made out here. One of them is a French dude called Oscar. The other one is from South Korea. It's called Nam. Met them at that one event I was telling you all about last week. Both of them are producers. And yeah, we just kicked it at Nam's place. And Oscar was showing us his projects, his workflow, his
Giving off the
FLPs,
sauce.
his master chains.
Oh man.
And I was just learning so much, man. Like, he makes EDM, and if you're in the production game, making EDM is significantly more technical than I would say like most genres like out there. Well, making EDM and things in that like world.
Yeah. When it comes to the mixing and mastering and even just the instruments, the instrumentation, like if you're going like really analog and going back to the roots of EDM and just programming all the analog stuff and the modulations and automation is crazy. Different
The
than just
amount of
plugging in a guitar.
automation, man. The amount of detail that goes into every instrument, like, it's just insane. That's why like the real ones always rate like people like Skrillex highly and stuff like that.
And Dead Mouse.
And Dead Mouse, because technically these guys are very technically like solid.
Yeah,
You
nerds,
know,
bro.
when it comes to producing trap, R&B, like most other genres, there is a high level of skill involved. Don't get me wrong, but like it's like EDM, like one track can take you. Like Oscar was telling me that song took him, the one he showed us, like took him like 30 hours to work on.
Dang.
Like you can make a good trap R&B beat in less than an hour if you're very inspired.
Or you could spend a lot of time on it and work
Or you
it to the
could.
ground. But most producers, when we see like the tutorials and stuff like that of like the bigger producers, Boy Wonder and them,
Yeah.
they don't be spending 5 hours on a beat. They knock
No.
it out in like
and
an
also
hour at most.
and also like artists prefer empty tracks. So really
The less
the
you do,
less
better.
less is more
Yeah.
when it comes to working with artists. Not in EDM. EDM, everything has to be changing every 4 bars. Like it's
Rises
just
and
insane.
falls and ear candy and
Movement.
man, it's a lot.
Movement. Like, bro, Oscar put down a bass because we were collaborating on like a beat, and he was like, "Yeah, but where's the movement?" And I was like, "Damn, you know me, I'd just typically just loop this and be like, yeah, it's fine." But like he wanted
it a day.
even the bass to be moving, like for there to be like some automation. Or I'm just like, bro, this guy's it's too much. Anyway, did that, and then Sam, so Playboi Carti released like on so he released a song called All Red. And then he said it was his birthday last week, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna have a birthday party in Brooklyn." And I was like, I'm in Brooklyn. So anyway, he releases a post, and it's like, "Yo, like here's where you get the tickets, etc, etc." So I go and I'm just like, because Carti fans are like hype beasts. So I was like, "There's no way I get a ticket." So I go and I got a ticket. So I was like, "Okay, interesting." Anyway, end up going for the Carti show. It was scheduled to be on Saturday, and bro, oh my Sam, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, Maina, that was
You were hoodwinked. you were properly
happened.
Finessed. You were finessed.
But the story of Playboi Carti's birthday night that didn't happen is a story.
Why
and
did
a
you
half.
fall
Like,
for that? Playboi Carti, why would you fall for that too? Is what I'm trying to find out. It's Playboi Carti. He's
what
not
do you
reliable.
Mean? What? No. He is. It's just that, okay, it was doomed from the start. One, it was free, right?
Oh,
You can
I
never
didn't even
make
know that
anything
part. Yeah,
free.
no.
You can never
Nope.
make anything free when it comes to Playboi Carti because his fans are rabid. Anyway, so I get there 3 hours in advance, by the way, because I was told, "Yo, listen, if you don't go there early, like there's no way you get in." So bro, may I get there and it's calm. Like I get in line and everything is calm. But there's one dude who is like one of those promoters. Oh, I don't know, maybe he works at the venue. I don't know. He's the reason this entire thing failed. I blame him because so we were at the back. There were people who are at what they perceived to be the front. He comes and then starts putting down the fencing and everything just to kind of delineate where the line should be and everything. And he's like, "Yo, the actual entrance is on this side and not that side." So he's like, he's like, he tells the whole line to turn around. And so we do. So me, by the way things worked out, I end up being at the front of the line. But the guys who had come like really early were pissed now because now they're at the back. Although, at that being said, it was only like 60, 70 people at that time. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But this is 3 hours before.
Even though it's Playboi Carti,
it was like,
though.
Sam, chill. The story is gonna get like, so this is like 60, 70 people 3 hours before the show. So it's calm. Right now, it's calm. So he turns the line around, and then now we are all just like, okay, we're at the front. The guys who were at the front, at the back, they came to where we were. They were like, nah, we were here from the start. Like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know why you would do this. Blah 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 blah. So essentially, it wasn't a line anymore. It was like a crowd of like. So essentially, how I would say, it was like 4 to 5 people in width, and that's what it was like now as a line. So the line wasn't like a single file line. It was like a crowd line. I don't know if that makes if I'm making sense. It was a line that was just like a crowd, but like just going back, and that's what the president was for the whole night now. So essentially, it's a Carti show. So now the doors are opening at 10 p.m. Time is ticking and people are coming. Holy Sam, it was insane. So many people came out. That venue, I say, holds around 3,000 people, but bro, like so many people came out, Sam. It was insane. It was a health and safety hazard. So anyway, I'm in line. There's so many things happening, Sam. There was a guy with like paint on his face who came and he was like trolling people and he was trying to fight with people. It was crazy. Then there were like 3 fights that broke out on the line. And when fights break out on the line, pushing starts. So there was like waves. Because as you were at the front, and bro, this is before the concert. So there's waves of like when somebody pushes and people are fighting, there's waves. So like the waves just come and then you're like pushing and like, bro, it's insane. I'm like, I'm too old for this anyway. So what was the age range
for the show? I mean, the attendees.
Over 21. That was another problem. So because the age range was over 21 and Carti historically has like younger fans, although Carti has fans like my age, because Carti is what? I think he turned 29. Like we grew up with like Carti's music, right? So anyway, that was another issue because the kids who came in with fake IDs, none of them were getting in. And that takes a while at the door because like they kept on being turned back, and I felt bad for them at the time because it's like, you've literally been lining up for 3 hours and then only to be turned out. But hey, listen, they said it's over 21. So anyway, there's fights happening, like 3 fights. It's pushing, whatever. 10 p.m. comes. We're like, okay, doors should open. The doors start to open. I get through relatively easily because, like I said, I was at the front. But that was just the beginning of the mess. Like, because like we get in and we're fine, we're calm. I go into the event space. It's really good. It's like a warehouse hangar type thing by the East River. So it's a vibe, man. The lights, it was red. It's cool. Like, it's like it was, smoke and red lights and everything. And I'm just like, this is a vibe. But now we're there. We're in there like 10:30 and we're now just waiting, right? There was drinks and everything and whatever. But there was a place outside where you could go and kind of see what was happening on the line, right? And it was kind of fun. Like you're out there watching the people struggle for something that you already went through and you're like, but we're in here, y'all are out here. Anyway, so we're looking, but bro, it was scary. I'm so glad I got in early because I look outside and I'm seeing what's happening, bro. People were pushing. It was it was one door and like it was a whole mob of people trying to bum rush the door because like these guys wanted to be in here. And I think that line was going around.
Go onto Spotify and play some Playboi Carti. Like, why you're doing a lot?
Bro, the line was going around the building. There was so many. So Carti tweeted that there was like 10,000 people, but I think that's hyperbole. There weren't 10,000 people, but there was so many people. So people were pushing, and I could see the panic, bro. It was scary. Like they broke the fence. The fences were being broken. Like people were falling down. There was paramedics. I saw some girl being attended to. I was like, yo, this is actually getting insane. So I call Foster, and I'm like, bro, this is legendary. This night is either going to be legendary or it's going to be cancelled. Unfortunately for me, I was that was like a fortune teller moment because like it ended up being cancelled. But bro, like we're there now, like the 2 hours later now, and people are still outside. By the way, 2 hours they couldn't. After 2 whole hours, they still could not fit everybody in. No, it wasn't even 2 hours. It was 3 hours. 3 hours later, because the show was cancelled like at 1 or something like that. 3 hours after we got in, they still could not get everybody in. There was still hella people outside, but at this time, it was too much. They called the cops. They called the NYPD. Because shit was going off. Like there was pushing. People were getting hurt. There was fights. Everything insane. They told Playboi Carti if he steps out of his vehicle, he's gonna be arrested. Which I understand, because like everybody would crowd around him. It would have just been a nightmare. So anyway, that happens. There were some Twitch streamers in the place. So there was so many things going on. There was so much hype. There was this guy called Dabo, who I learned is famous. Bro, there was just so many things that happened. Then the announcement happens that Carti has been told by NYPD he can't perform. People were throwing shit on the stage, which I low-key was okay with, because even me, I was pissed. But people were throwing things on the stage. It was a nightmare. Then security had to come. Everyone was ushered outside. I wasted 6 hours of my life for nothing. But I'm sorry, this story has taken long. But like, it was an experience.
Moral of
that
the
was
story:
an
you wasted your time.
Moral of the story is I wasted my time, but I was so close to seeing Carti, like, cause like, bro, I'm a Carti fan. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's how
I was going
that
to say something, but
up.
I think let's just continue, because if I say what I want to say, we're going to get into a whole
What do you want to
argument.
say?
Man, I listened to
No, what
Carti's
do you wanna
single,
say?
bro, and it's just, I don't know. I don't see what you guys see in Carti.
Sam, if you see that, if you listen to that and you think it's whatever, try listening to any of the names I'm about to mention. To Hollis, Netspend, Osama-san, Skywater. Try listen to any of those, and you will be like, you know what? I'd much rather listen to Carti.
I
Anyway,
don't see.
that's
I don't see
besides
the
the
allure
point.
in Playboi Carti, but so I just don't see the allure in Playboi Carti. But that's just me. Maybe I'm too old.
Okay, so this is the last thing I'm gonna say, but it's not really about this. What I've learned as a lot about the music industry is it's not necessarily about the music. So the reason why Carti is a phenomenon, and he's one of the biggest names in the industry right now, is because of his branding and the fact that he created a world around his music. And anybody listening to this right now, I want you to know, yes, and I'm talking to people who are in the music industry. Yes, your music matters, but I want to break it to you. Your music is not, I don't know how to say this without sounding, because I might sound a little, I don't know how I'll sound, but your music is not 100% of what you should be focusing on. In fact, it's much less than you think. If you figure out a way to brand yourself and build a world around your music so that the music just kind of serves as a soundtrack to that world that you've created,
Yeah.
you're in the money. That's what's gonna resonate. I was watching an interview by Lil Tecca, and he said the exact same thing. Hits don't translate as much, and in order for your song to do well nowadays, it has to be in conjunction with something else, and that's just how it is. It has to be trending with something, like that. There just has to be a narrative far more than just the music, and that's unfortunate. Me saying this doesn't mean that I like this as a thing, but that's just how it is right now. So if you find a way to build that world, and usually world building comes down to visuals,
World building.
whether it's pictures or like whatever. Yeah, that's why Carti is so, like, it's such a cult. Fashion, image, the pictures, the videos, that's what kind of gets you like a following, and that's what makes people want to invest their time into listening to your music. Otherwise, if you just rely on music to carry you, I'm sorry to break this to you, you won't go as far as you hope.
No.
But hopefully things
Music,
change. But
music.
that's just kind of,
we've heard it from
where
execs. Music is about everything around the music and not necessarily the music itself. So create worlds.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, guy. I know I've spent 20 minutes on this.
telling us that Carti didn't even perform.
He didn't. That's how I
Oh
felt.
man, let's jump into some news, man. Let's jump into some news.
Yeah.
So last week there's been ongoing sagas of especially influencers using artists' music and not paying them for it. So last week we had talked about Nonini, and actually previously we had talked about Nonini and Brian Mutinda and that going on, and Nonini came out on the winning end of that. Recently, have another case of an influencer that goes by the name of Foi Wambui. And she was picked by Oppo Kenya to push a phone, the Oppo Reno 12 5G device. Phone is not that important. But yeah, so now during the campaign, they used Joseph Mutoriah's song Better as part of the ad, which is really cool. Like we are all for artists gaining more opportunities and having your songs do more than just stream, and being like soundtracks to different parts of the culture, in this case technology. However, the problem is they did not contact Mr. Mutoriah to use the song. And we've seen this so many times. His synchronization rights at stake and such. A license is needed to ensure that you can use the song and the ad. But a lot of people are not doing that. Yeah, it's really interesting. And then I'll pass it over to you for your thoughts. As when Mutoriah like went up to them and said, "Hey guys, listen, you all need to pay for this. You guys can't just be putting people's song on there." They quickly took it down, which automatically lawyers would say that's automatically an admission of, listen, you've goofed, you've done something wrong. So I don't know. I mean, it's just it's interesting. It's interesting that, and this is not the first time. I mean, there's an ongoing case also for another really big artist, where a song from the producer was used without, like, with intellectual property was used without the producer being contacted. So it's interesting. Afam.
Yeah. I unfortunately didn't get to see for what Foi posted on her
She
Instagram.
took it down with
My question
quickness.
is, was this video that she posted, was it one that she edited herself, or was it one that was done by Oppo but they allowed her to use it on her Instagram?
So it looks like she's the ambassador for the phone. So I think it's a, well, unfortunately again we didn't get to see it. But then I
didn't get to see it as well.
Yeah, neither did I. I would think it's like part of their campaign. So it's like an Oppo's not endorsed, but then Oppo produced video, that she could post. Now, whether or not they make it seem like it's like a really big production or like a very small thing, that's all part of the branding. But then I would think it's an Oppo, because it was also posted on, reportedly it was posted on the Oppo page. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I'm seeing here that the video is heavily promoted. The video was heavily promoted by Oppo Kenya as a sponsored post on IG for 6 days. I mean, listen, it's simple. When it comes to sync, there's simple rules here, man. If you're gonna use somebody's intellectual property, you need to get permission.
Yeah.
And also, there's gonna be a fee attached to that music. So like it's simple. I mean, that's really simple. Like there's actually nothing big to even go into it. It's really that simple. So they took it down, which Mutoriah says is an admission of guilt, which it kind of is. He's asking for an apology, which is a further admission of guilt. Because if they apologize, then they are really saying that they were in the wrong, which might be why they might seem like they are hesitant to apologize. In my opinion, I think, but he wants a public apology. So,
but that's where it stings.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, the public apology is where it stings, because if it's a private apology, they'll be sending letters all day to Mutoriah, just bombarding him with.
And I'm sure they've already extended one. The public apology is where it's gonna get complicated. Me personally, I would just do it. I'm sure that their hesitancy could be that if they do that, Mutoriah might just be like, you know what? Nah, I'm still going for this. And now you have even more you have
Oh
more
my God.
leverage
It's good to
because
look at them. That's
they've
crazy.
public because now they've publicly kind of admitted to being in the wrong. So you even have more. So I think that's why they are kind of like hesitant to do it. But for me personally, I think they should just settle it. I think if they settle it outside, on personal terms, with Mutoriah, I think that'll be for the best.
Yeah.
Because I think he has all the leverage. And the precedent that's being set by other cases going on in the country right now kind of points towards, hey, listen, I mean, we saw what happened with Nonini.
Yeah.
Nonini won. So the precedent is in the favor of the artist. And that's fortunate for us. I think that's a good thing. So
It
I
is.
would just say they need to settle it. They just need to settle it before it goes to court.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna. I don't see how Oppo and Foi win.
Get out of this. It's really interesting because
Yeah.
I don't know why these brands don't do due diligence. Like when an artist comes to you and say, I mean, you pick an artist for your campaign, and then they say, "What song are we going to use? We're using this song." Why don't the brands go and actually look at everything that's included in that, rather than just running it and taking someone's word for it? Like, you can't. It's intellectual property. It's, again, we've seen this a lot, and it's just people running with ideas. I think this is good, and like you said, it's a precedent. We need to see a lot more of the right way to do business with intellectual property, so that it just becomes a norm, and then I think it just helps to elevate the industry. But yeah, man, let's see how this goes. It'll be interesting to see what the corporations do. Yeah.
Me, in my opinion, they just need to settle it.
Yeah,
settle it out of court,
quickly.
and then if they settle it, I know Mutoriah will be like, okay, fine. We don't need to do the whole public apology thing. But just need to settle it, like, and be done with the whole situation. And I feel like, to what you said, I feel like the reason why corporations just kind of feel like they can do whatever, it's just because of the past. In the past, it's been the wild west in the Kenyan music industry, where people have been able to get away with anything. So they're kind of fearless, in the sense that they feel like they can do this, and the artists are not really gonna fight against it, or have the means to do so,
or have the knowledge to know how to fight against it.
Yeah, things are changing, and so
the times
they're gonna have to start moving accordingly.
Yep.
Yes, sir, man. What else was in the news this week? Oh yeah, I mean, listen. Hey, okay, in more industry related news, so I mentioned in a previous podcast, well, actually the podcast before last podcast, this was the one with Njerae. Was it? Okay. Anyway, I'm talking about the podcast where we had Njerae as the cover, and
talking about her,
she got the UMG deal and everything. So there's a few details. Now I can't. So
you can neither verify,
okay,
nor
yeah.
Hey,
like, I
take
can't
this
say
information
this is
with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
A big grain of salt.
Please. Thanks for helping me out, because that's what I was trying to say. Because listen, nobody's ever gonna know exactly what the contents of that deal are, and only Njerae and UMG will know exactly what those contents are. But there's an article that came out on Nairobi News about the content of said deal, and it's come out that this is a 360 deal. Now, for those of you listening to this podcast who are not necessarily in the music industry, a 360 deal essentially is a deal where a music label or a music entity will say, listen, we are investing in your art, right? And we are giving you this massive platform. And therefore, because we are investing so much in you, giving you this big platform, whatever you do as an individual, we deserve to get a percentage. Because, hey, listen, if you didn't have our backing, right? If you decided to sell pillows, for example, they wouldn't sell as much. But because us, the industry, entity like the label, because we have invested in your career, we have given you, or we have made your brand so much so that the fans will buy whatever it is that you pitch to them, because we've put you on, we've given you this pedestal. If you decide to sell pillows, we deserve a percentage because we are part of marketing you and we are part of that. So essentially, these labels will take a percentage out of everything that you do. Like whatever it is you deserve, you decide to do, they are part of that
that's modern
revenue
slavery, bro.
stream. So it's a very brutal thing, but it works for the big artists. Like the big artists like Bad Bunny, whatever, like those people are in 360s, but
Yeah.
for them they don't feel the pinch because they're making
enough
so much money
yeah.
and
Their
revenue
share,
that it just
their
makes sense.
very minor share is big.
Yeah.
It's a big piece.
But if you're a small artist
Oof.
and the small
not
things
fun.
that you're bringing in like are what you know, they're what you live off of, then you feel the pinch a little bit more. So Sam, how do you feel about Njerae, being allegedly signed to a 360 by UMG?
360s are up. I mean, 360s have been like they're like a villain. They're a villain in the music industry in terms of contracts. People just don't like it, and then a lot of people have questioned the ethics of a 360 deal. We don't know exactly how UMG goes about a 360 in our region, like in East Africa, right? Because this is UMG that's primarily going to be in charge of her. So I don't know how it works. We can only suspect that it might it gets tiring, I guess, for the artist, because then you have to do. And when I was reading this, I was thinking about like she now has to do a lot more to be able to recoup for both the label and herself. And if your shows are, again, I don't know her numbers, but if her shows are let's say she draws in a crowd of, I'm just going to give a random number. In fact, I'll take it way high. Let's say she draws in a crowd of like 100,000, right? And if she's doing shows of 100,000 by herself, and that's not, the margins are not all the way in the green. Imagine now being signed to a 360 and you have to recoup and earn for yourself and the label. So that means you have to completely 10x, 100x your production, which just is a lot of work. Now, I'm just talking about the shows. I'm not even talking about music and all the other stuff. In terms of the shows now, she just has to do a whole lot more work to be able to make enough money to justify it. And that that tends to weigh on the artist's just life because everything you're doing. And then you also have to make music. And let's say you get signed up for a deal, what do you call it, an advertisement deal or something like that.
Yeah.
Label is taking that. Like it's just a very, it's not the ideal situation as an artist.
It depends, Sam. Okay. Like, how do I say this? Sometimes, and for some artists, like, it's worth the gamble, even if it can be a very, very stressful thing. And it could pay off. You know, you never know. Njerae could make something that's undeniable. It's a hit. It's something that does really, really well. Then you see that deal begins to look like, you know, something that was, and like at the end of the day, a good investment for her career.
Yeah.
We also don't know the duration. I hope the duration isn't long. I hope it's a duration based deal and not a project based one, because those project based
that's what they used to trap the artists.
Very murky.
Yep.
Yeah. Those ones become very murky when now they say, but that thing you released was just a mixtape, and you're like, no, it's an album. Well, by our definition, it's a mixtape, and so now you think you've done 2 albums for them, and they're like, nah, you've delivered 1 mixtape and an EP. So
Yep.
now you're
And
just there.
they reserve
panicking
the
and
right
you're
to not
"What?"
like it. Oh, we don't like this. After you've worked tirelessly for months, and they're like, you know what,
Yeah.
we don't like this. Get into the studio again. You're like, what on earth? And then you still have to pay
Yeah.
them back for all those sessions.
Bro, these industry games are weird. Like even this is outside of the Kenyan industry. Like Doshi released an well, for me, what I would say is an album. The Alligator Bites, never. What do
Heal.
they call them? Alligator Never Heal,
Yeah.
right? And she says that's a mixtape, and I'm like,
Ah,
but that's an album.
that's a whole project. How many songs is it? What's the
It's
runtime? Do you know?
So it's 19 songs, 47 minutes. You're gonna tell me that's a mixtape?
Of all original music.
Sam, are you going to tell me that's a mixtape? That's an album, my friend. Anyway, I don't know.
Is finessing. And it's UMG too. They're finessing.
Yeah.
Finessing.
So I'm praying that Njerae did a time-based one, so that whatever happens, like after 2 years, 3 years, and if it's time-based, hopefully it's a short time, so that you just have like a bit of flexibility. You don't want to be locked in for something for 10 years and then now
You're stuck there.
You know, what are you gonna do after that? So yeah. But let's not be Sam, let's not be wet blankets. Let's be optimistic for once. You know, I feel like you and I are a bit jaded by the industry because we've consumed a lot of information and seen a lot of things.
Honestly, it is. It's a thing that we've struggled with. We've struggled with. And
yeah,
just
but
want
let's
to
be
positive.
optimistic, Sam. Yeah.
What's to be positive
right.
about in this industry?
This
man?
is
Guys are
the
outside
positive
being
podcast.
Weirdos. And
Sam, this is the positive podcast where everything is rainbows and butterflies. You know what I mean?
rainbows
Like,
and
listen,
butterflies. No, it's not.
let's look
It's 360
at the
deals.
end of this.
It's
No. Wait, Sam, are you saying at the end of the rainbow it's not a pot of gold but a 360 deal?
At the end of the rainbow, it's a 360 deal. Oh man, that's your pot of gold. That's crazy.
Yeah, but listen, shout out to Njerae again, and listen, we'll see how this thing unfolds. And
I mean, for her as a relatively as a newer artist in terms of the international scene, she can only go up, right? So that's definitely going to, whatever happens, she's definitely going to gain from this. So yeah, man, let's just hope that her team and everyone is ready to do the work to achieve their goal is definitely to go international. And there was one of the questions that was raised is why Kenyan artists, like why is it a struggle for Kenyan artists to go international? I think we should actually tackle that in a future episode because I think it's a really good conversation.
That's actually a good conversation topic.
Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode, but that's their goal. So we hope that they're ready and they have all the connects and everything to make that happen. We don't want to see what we don't want to see is another artist that signs to a big label and it just doesn't work out. Like it's getting old.
Like Nikita and Sauti Sol.
Yeah, it's getting very old. We want to see our artists flourish within this.
We want to see a success story. You know, we want to see a Tyla, for example. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that because bro, I feel like even Tyla, like before the fame and everything, she was out here grinding. She was just kind of like kawaida, you know. She was just a essay artist who was releasing music and stuff like that. And people knew about her, but Water just blew up and stuff like that. So it works for some individuals, but there's a lot of things that have to just come together. So
speaking of,
hey, like I said, bro, me, I'm Mr. Positive. I believe all these things can work, and the music industry, it's not bad.
Boy,
it's not full of people just trying to use you and abuse you, man. It's full of positive people trying to see you achieve the best, right, Sam?
Wrong. No one wants to see you do the best. People want money.
Okay, Sam. So, what do you want to go to next? I know we talked about Tyla, but
let's do that. Let's not be all over the place. It was big news.
Okay, then.
Well, I know. I'm saying it was big. Well, big news for some people. I feel like there are people who care about this more than others.
These people definitely very invested. So this isn't really Kenyan news per se, but I think it's interesting. So Tyla won an award at the VMAs, and it was in an Afrobeat category. And So there was a lot of uproar because Tyla won, but what she makes would be akin to Amapiano and not Afrobeats. People kind of said that that award should have gone to either Thames or Ira Star. And for that point, 100% I agree. But I don't think it's Tyler's fault per se. I think what's at fault is the wider music industry, because what the music industry does, and I've said this in previous podcasts, it likes to box things into little niches that it sees fit and just have it that way. What they do to Africa as a whole is very, very, it's almost unethical because they just view African music as one thing. And a lot of people are fed up. A lot of people kind of have been saying, why don't Africans just create their own award show?
Yep.
Created for and by Africans that properly, what's the word? That properly
it gives the right acknowledgements. It's
yes,
the right
acknowledges
categories,
African music.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because bro, to be honest, if let's say Boutros or I don't know, or who's popping? Let's say Godi Tenor releases a song that's really fire, or furthermore.
Yeah.
I'm sure the music industry would try and categorize that as Afrobeats, but it's not. It's not. It's a completely different genre. Amapiano is not Afrobeats. It's not Gengetone. It's not urban tone. It's not, bro. There's just so much going on in the industry. There's the stuff happening in Uganda. There's fucking stuff happening with TZ music. It's just not right for them to try and what those awards are essentially are regional awards. They're not Afrobeats awards. They're regional, and by regional I mean Africa. That's what it is. So I don't think it's Tyler's fault for winning that, but I think it's the industry's fault for trying to categorize everything as just everything that's coming out of Africa as just one thing. So for that argument, I'm with the people. I think other artists such as Thames and Ira Star deserved to win. I don't know if you agree with me or not. When it comes to Afrobeats, it being Afrobeats.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we don't know who else was nominated. Do you know who else was nominated?
I think Davido was in the category as well. I'm not sure who else was. Let me check. So it was Burna Boy, Chris Bar. Okay, it was Davido wasn't there. So it was Ira Star, featuring Giveon. It was Burna Boy, City Boys, Chris. Why is City Boys still being nominated for things? Anyway, it was Chris Brown. Oh no, Davido was here. Yeah, Chris Brown featuring Davido and Loj. Yes, I knew I saw Davido. Then it was Thames, Love Me JJ, and then it was Asha and Fields, Ruin, and Tyla won with Water for best
absolutely
Afrobeat.
Dislike that song. Tyla is on a run. They're going to give it to Tyla every time. She is on a run. So, but Thames is also like industry darling.
Yes,
they would have. But if again, if we're doing like Afrobeats, it probably should have gone to either Thames or you said Ira, because they've been on fire and they've been everywhere, visible. It looks like the labels are doing everything to push them. So, and their music is Afrobeat. Tyler's is more Amapiano, ish Afrobeat. Tyler's is also Amapiano is like the raw version of what Tyla is doing. Tyla seems to be doing a pop version of what Nigeria did when they took Afrobeat. It's like an evolving of genres. So she's like pop, Amapiano, pop piano.
Yeah. So for me though, where I now disagree with the internet is people trying to cancel Tyla over how she Now, this is where it just becomes so irrelevant and why it's just people are so annoying. Because there's just been a whole discourse about how she accepted the award and then she tried to hand it off to Harley because she said it's too heavy for her. And everyone is like coming for Tyla. By everyone, I mean primarily the African American community.
Black America.
In America.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like they're kind of, first of all, they have a vendetta against her because she said she's colored and she's not black, right? But for me, what annoys me is how African Americans tried to monopolize blackness.
Ooh.
It's like there's just so much
This is a tough conversation.
different ways. It's a tough topic, and
Get
I'm not gonna say
cancelled.
I'm the most. I don't want to say I'm like the most educated on it, but like just from my own experience, like I am black and I have a whole different experience of being black than compared to an African American individual. For me, I grew up in a country where it's primarily black. So when it comes to race, like it's not really at the forefront of my mind as a topic, because for me, I've grown up in a place where everyone is black. So it's not really like a thing. But over here, everything seems to be about race. Every single conversation needs to be about race. And if somebody doesn't identify or subscribe to the type of blackness that African Americans subscribe to, then they're kind of seen as weird and whatever. And ever since her describing herself as colored or whatever, they've been out to get her. And now she does a small thing in the award show, and they built a mound full. What did they call it? Building a molehill out of whatever. Bro, there were think pieces upon think pieces about how something about Tyla just doesn't sit right with me. Something about her. Bro, I was looking at this and I was just so
right. Yeah.
Bro, yeah, I know. It's like, and whenever people say that, but they can't really pinpoint a reason, like that's just hate.
Yeah.
That's just hate, in my opinion.
That whole idea that you just brought up is one of the reasons why I really dislike it when Africans try to rap like Black Americans. Like those you're trying to emulate people who they're not necessarily rocking with you like that. Like if you're trying to rap like a Black American and using the same lingo, trying to rep gangs and in the same exact way, just switching out names and stuff like that, and you think you're going to make it, they're probably not looking at you like, oh, this is super cool. You know, if you just look at how they're treating Tyla, and Tyla had a smash. Like, if be authentic in terms of like we have
Yeah.
our own thing going on here. We have our own cultures, and it's a weird thing too, because one of the biggest goals for a lot of the Black Americans who are like really homeland is to come back to Africa. So why are we doing our best to be like them when they want to come back here? We have cultures, we have ways that we do things, we have experiences that we've had that are unique to us. Let's put those in the forefront and do our best not to try and emulate the culture of the West and try and make it seem like that's the most important part. Because you'll get your awards and they'll do exactly what they're doing to Tyla to you. They'll find a way. That's the truth. They'll find a way.
Yeah, yeah, they will. And yeah, it's just, for me personally, it's like there's no right way or wrong way to be black. You know what I mean? Like, why are we just monopolizing? That's a quote right there.
Blackness? No right or wrong way to be black. Yeah, that's true.
There isn't, right? So let's just all get along.
I thought you were going to say let's just all be let's just all be black.
Yeah, let's just all be black and let's just all get along. And for me, for that reason, I'm squarely on Tyla's. Like, bro, Tyla, I am on your side. I am on your side when it comes to this argument, because
Tyla is shaking up the industry.
Them calling her an uppity African and everything, huh?
I'm saying she's shaking up the industry a little bit, honestly.
I know, but her by them calling her an uppity African and stuff like that, I think it's low key. Like, I know, like a lot of the people saying it are African American, but it's almost, it's coming off as a bit racist, like just a little bit. And it's weird to say because they're also black, but it's like,
yeah,
come on, guys.
There's
like, just because she's not your depiction of what an African should be. I don't know. Let's not go too deep into it. Anyway, shout out to everyone involved. Boy, oh boy, this will be a long podcast because of my recounting of my Playboi Carti experience.
The last part we could really just run through.
No, let's go through it because we also still have to talk about Gorilla Academy, by the way. Shout out to Vince on the beat, by the way. So let's talk about the shows and then finish up with Gorilla Academy. Okay, so Sam, there's a lot of like There's a lot of buzz actually, and this is dope. So we'll start with the Walkertown. So they've just announced, although to you guys listening, this wouldn't be just, but for us it's just. But anyway, they've just announced that Lauryn Hill is gonna be on the ticket.
Yeah.
Which is great for two things. One, Lauryn Hill is a legend, but also the social media conversation has been hilarious because some people are like, "Does Lauryn Hill know? Does Lauryn?" Because bro, you know she has a reputation, Sam, like of not
not showing up or showing up mad late. Mad late.
She does.
So it's,
and this is going to a whole different continent, man. I'm just reading the comments, man. Somebody's like, the same Lauryn Hill that constantly cancels her show. Now we shall see. People are like, Lauryn isn't showing up, make preparations. Other people are like, good luck to anyone hoping to see her. Like,
it's going to be
a lot of people kind of like know her
Playboi
reputation.
Carti. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Playboi Carti.
Yeah. How do you feel about the rest of the lineup, even for day one?
I mean, it's pretty stacked. We've got Rema, we've got Bien, we've got RD. That's, I mean, those are heavy hitters. Bien is a heavy hitter in the Kenyan scene. Rema obviously is a worldwide talent at this point, so he's always going to draw a crowd. RD is, I mean, he probably has his fans. I just don't know how many they are. I'm talking about now here.
No, he has a huge fan base, but like I feel like he's kind of fallen off post COVID. But hey, that run with Oliver Twist and then Adiola, bro, he had a run.
Yeah.
Like, so undeniably he's big.
Oh, that's cool. We'll see how it goes. I mean, seems like.
Will you be attending, Sam? Will you be attending?
I'll decide later on. I can't decide right now. I need to see.
It's a good. I'm not gonna lie. Just because of Rema, I mean, if I was home, I think I would.
See Rema.
I'm paying money to go see Rema.
Paying money to go see Rema. I'm sorry.
Wait, are you saying you're not or you are?
I'm not. There are few people in this world I'll pay money.
What?
I'm not paying money to go see.
Bro,
Rema. No.
It's Rema.
It's Rema. No, see, it's Rema.
What?
It's Rema.
You don't want to go see the Benin boy himself?
No.
Ozeba. You
right.
don't want to go and sing that?
No, I'm cool. I'm cool of him Ozebaing on stage and then throwing water at us. I don't like it when that trend has to stop. Where artists get hyped and they throw bottles of water on people. That's why.
But Sam, imagine how hype it's going to be when they play Charm. Like,
I don't even like that song like that. That's the thing. So
that's my favorite Rema song of all time. Yes, I'm saying it right now on the podcast. I'm telling the world that is my favorite Rema song of all time.
Well,
anyway, if I was home, I think I would go.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
More show news. What else is happening in the show?
Yeah. Well, Soulfest is on in December.
Wait, but I thought Sauti Soul had broken up.
Yeah. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. So December 19 is a VIP experience and then a fan show on the 21st of December to round up the year.
I see.
It's going to celebrate Sauti Soul's music and legacy with all four of them on stage. So again, like we said.
Nice.
Yeah. And then collaborators, longtime collaborators, Neshus is on the bill, Calgraph is on the bill, Crazy Kenna, and several female artists. They couldn't even give us a few names. That's crazy. Don't do that.
I feel like Njerae will be there.
Yeah. She's a favorite for sure. Yeah, and then so final lineup is not out yet, but then we can only speculate as to who else will be on there. It'll be cool.
Yeah,
it'll be cool to see. I mean, they always put on. Oh, from what I've heard, they put on a really good show. So
yeah,
let's see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had no doubt in my mind that Soulfest will always be a thing. I think they generate too much revenue for them to not.
The boys,
despite the
Avengers, will assemble at the end of the year every year. They need to make that back.
Have to. And by that even makes it more valuable because they're like, oh my, this is the only time we can see them.
Yeah, but after
again.
the fourth year, we're going to look at them like, all right, boys. Enough of this.
I don't know. I feel like I'll still fall for it 4 years from now. So.
Oh, that's so crazy.
fall
You
for the
can't fall
marketing.
for the marketing
I'll fall
after
for
the
the
fourth
marketing,
year.
my guy.
That's
bro.
ridiculous.
We'll fall for the marketing.
You're going down in aura points for that. You have
damn.
to. Yeah.
Damn.
Let's get into music.
Let's I mean, before that, Gorilla Academy.
I forgot.
Brief recap. Shout out to them there. I mean, it's coming to an end, so I can say I have been thoroughly entertained. Like, if there's anything I can say, I have been entertained by this series. So it's unfortunate it's coming to an end. It's now either Slinger or Stinger. I don't know when the final results will come out. They could be out before this episode airs. Me personally, I think Stinger is going to clinch it. He was way better even on the final day. Slinger kind of faltered on a bit of his raps and stuff like
you
that.
Can't.
But
on the third day, you can't do
on
that.
the third day, imagine.
The Slinger
that's when
brought
he
it.
falters.
He brought it. Yeah, he wowed. he wowed the judges.
And it doesn't matter because, like, I feel like people are still gonna pick up on him. Producers are gonna be sending him beats, and he'll get the opportunities and stuff. Too. It's only I just think Stinger was better. I think the winner gets, is it 200 G's or something, or is that 200 G's invested in studio time and working on the EP?
Isn't that a good question?
That's a great question that I don't have the answer to. Either way,
so the money is just going to Vince. Vince won the money.
By the way,
Vince is the one who won that money. It's not theirs. They're just going to give it to him.
But can I be honest? Like, when it comes to the panel, I really like Vince because he's he's also very empathetic. I feel like Vince always kind of looks at things from the side of the artist. I feel like King Kaka is a bit brutal. He's more like, you're either good or you're not.
Yeah.
Maria is also like, she was empathetic that one time. Modeyuleji had a panic attack, but for the most part, she's also very like, are you good or no? But like Vince sees things more from an artist.
But Vince is also very
like
he can be a little bit politically correct.
So. Maybe he's too PC then. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we'll see how it goes. The show was a little better. Of course, they had Frasha was the guest judge. I really like the idea of having guest judges. It adds personality to the show, and also it gives different perspectives of artists. So it'll be cool to see different guest judges on there.
But they have to do a season 2. They have to do a season 2, and every episode should have a guest or something.
Exactly,
like a different
That's a good
one.
idea. That's a good idea.
Like they should call Sam. Honestly, Sam Are, fire producer I know who can give like some fire input into the show. Sam, I'm pitching you
completely
for Gorilla Academy.
No, not at all. There's guys way ahead. I'm not even. No.
What are you saying?
No, I'm not going to do
what are you even saying?
I'm saying
there's
other people who are farther down that line. In terms of judges, like we have big hitters.
What
on there?
Nah, take that back. Take that back right now on the podcast, man. Nah, we don't. I will not. That.
So yeah, I mean it's cool. Again, so it's the whole show is coming to a close. I mean the first season. Yeah. So now I'm really interested in how it progresses after, and if they are going to walk the talk. And it would be cool to see also the artists blow up. Like I'd like to see it Stinger up in the Kenyan charts and just like releasing music that's relevant to the culture from the show. Like that's cool. So shout out to them, man. Really cool idea. The execution was, they keep making, like even today, I mean not today, sorry. This show was a lot better in terms of like for the most part.
They've gone on like improving the production.
Yeah. So we'll see. So maybe they'll regroup. Season 2 will be a lot more.
They have to. They have to do a season 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to the guys at Gorilla Academy, by the way. Actually, maybe for season 2, they should just have Calligraph there in person to say the tag. New music, Sam. Yeah, every single time.
As the rapper is rapping, Calligraph is a shot.
You're cooking. We're cooking some great ideas right now.
man.
That would be a nice addition to
no, we're
the
not
show,
making
don't you
anything
think?
worth eating right now. We're not
We're cooking.
No, not at all. Not
Listen,
at all.
if you guys need any strategic planning, creative direction for your shows, hit us up. We are
Goodness.
phenomenal at directing.
No, I withdraw from this. I withdraw my
Fine,
ticket.
me, I'm putting mine.
Music.
What's up? What happened?
A lot
What
of
did you
people
listen
released some
to?
music. I went scanning names. And the first name that drew me was Boutros. He did a song. He had two drops this week. First song was a song called Snap with Vic West, The Exit Band, Brandy Maina, Furthermore, and Boutros. And on there he was having a whole bunch of fun. Actually, on both raps, he was having a whole bunch of fun. The second song was Conbie, I think is how you pronounce it, by Guns and Boutros. Guns is from, where was that again?
Oh, from Seychelles.
Guns. Seychelles. Have you ever heard a rapper from Seychelles? So Guns is from Seychelles, talking that talk. And so on the Guns track, I really enjoyed it.
It was very experimental.
It's a little short. He needed a few more bars. Yeah. He did a couple more bars, but it was very enjoyable. I also enjoyed his verse on Snap. And the song, as I enjoyed Furthermore's verse too. The rest of the song is kind of a song that we've heard before, It's a formula that the crowd vocals, but yeah, so I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed those two releases. What else? Mudhaka released Love Ballad number 6, which was cool. The song itself is interesting. The mixing let me down. Can I say that? Yeah.
Maybe Love Ballad number 7 will live up to your expectations.
All right, you're on joke time today. You're just on joke time today. Let me keep it going. Mao from Nowhere released Don't Pick Up. Coming from the show that I attended. It was just interesting to see what he was going to come out with. Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to what he did. What else? I think that might have been all. Wakadinali collaborated with Susanna.
Oh my God,
Owio,
Sam! I wanted to watch that video and I forgot. Is it good? I
haven't watched the video. I do and like the song. I like that. I like the bridge, man. I like the bridge between the older acts and the people who are currently in the scene, and also from different genres. That's just.
Oh my
cool
God!
We need to see more.
I'm
of that.
slacking.
Please.
I'm after this podcast, I am 100% going to watch that because, I don't know. I just love that. Even just seeing it, it's such a good idea.
Yeah, that's cool. I just mentioned two more, and then I'll let you go. Meta by The Neighbors, Higher Lane, and Eid Aziz, and then Umeenda Blue Method remix. We saw Jake Boom, Ness Mburu, and Blue Method. So, I mean, that's now part of the Afro House field. So, shout out to them, man. Steady releasing. Saint Evo is also on that, and he also released a song called Heartbeat. So,
yeah.
Well,
Sam, I'm not gonna lie. I think you've kind of said most of the songs. So I think to add on to that, Turunesh released Back Fat. That was a cool listen. I really liked the artwork. So shout out to Turunesh. I would like to work with her at some point.
Hey. Okay, stop
no, listen. This podcast is also an A&R tool,
doing?
Man. Come on.
Oh, that's so shameless.
Mad Studios, Breeder, King Riz, and Sativa. I mean, they released a song, and what made me laugh was the tag, because the tag is a copy of Vince on the Beats, and that just makes me laugh. Because the guy says something, by the way, and I'm just like, I think you pointed this out a few weeks ago, but anyway, listening to that was funny.
That's just cringe. Where's the originality?
So, Bad B by King Kabi Big Yasa. Watched the video. These guys are operating at a high clip, man. Directed by Harry. Harry never disappoints when it comes to videos. Kim Life released a song titled Kim, and I thought really, really fire. So, shout out to Kim Life. Kim Life is gonna blow up at some point. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. And yeah, man. I didn't listen to any other songs apart from the one that I think we can both agree was the standout song.
It's
Yeah,
my joint.
yeah,
It's my
it was
joint.
smooth.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I put it in my
Would you say
general
it's smooth?
playlist. Oh goodness, yes.
The song I am talking about is called
Mr.
Smooth
Pun over
Operator
here.
by from Frank White. I don't know if okay, we have to. So
And
is it
UGYN.
from Frank White or is it for Mr.
Or for Mr. Frank White?
We sound old right now, Sam.
I think it's
we
for-
sound old and washed.
No, we don't sound old. It's confusing.
It's weird, like-
It's
Anyway.
confusing. I don't,
Or is it
just call bro
former
Frank White.
Former Frank
It's
White.
Frank White,
Maybe
bro.
he's known as something else now. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm making
I
us
don't
sound
know.
old for real.
No.
But yeah, Frank White and UGYN released Smooth Operator, and I just like because from Frank White, you kind of expect like a drill sound and all that jazz, but bro,
No, this was nice and mellow. There was chords
Exactly.
in there.
he switched
It
it
was,
up on us, and
Yeah, the chords almost reminded me of what's this Japanese producer.
a Japanese producer.
Dang, what's his name?
Still alive.
Oh man.
Are you talking about
No,
Njerae?
he passed away. Yes. The chords reminded me of, or just the general feel. It reminds me of like a Njerae mixed with what's bro's name? I checked his name before and I've forgotten it
Okay,
again.
I don't know if I'll be able to help
what's his
you
name? What's his
here.
name? What's his name?
Who?
No. Bass God.
Or Lil B.
Lil B.
Mm.
Lil B the bass god. Yeah. It sounds like a mashup between those two. So
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
And, bro, one thing I like about Frank White as well is his art direction, his pictures and everything. He's really intentional with that stuff. So shout out to him for that. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, Sam, I think this is the song that we play this week. So you guys are about to listen to the smooth sounds of Frank White and UGYN. And the song is Smooth Operator, also called the Pepeta Freestyle.
Okay, back again, yo, wana envy mashiko zama smooth operator 15 drums neza round kabareta nikistep in a brahini matu check it, wana envy mashiko zama smooth operator 15 drums neza round kabareta nikistep in a brahini matu yo kuwa Pepeta wana envy mashiko zama smooth operator 15 drums neza round kabareta nikistep in a brahini matu yo kuwa Pepeta
do shit kind prompt yani flow so smooth sezi chore mziki junta blow so soon 1/1 so ni hard kun confuse new flavor si akawa like you used to naishi jona buzz kama habusu kidai mpoa wako neza mteka na kanusu standing up business na mafala leta mokari spin the blocks in the block kama lottery finish attack bro mindo papa step on them neza slap ama rapper
check it, wana envy mashiko zama smooth operator 15 rounds neza round kabareta nikistep in a brahini matu yo kuwa Pepeta wana envy mashiko zama smooth operator 15 rounds neza round kabareta nikistep in a brahini matu yo kuwa Pepeta
That was Smooth Operator, or the Pepeta Freestyle by from Frank White and UGYN. Shout out to them. Really, really fire song. Yeah, man.
Yeah, love that song. Absolutely enjoyed it. I will be going back to that a couple of times. The cool releases
Very
this
cool
week.
releases.
Cool releases.
Very
this
cool
week.
releases. I agree.
Looking forward to.
Oh, wait.
who
Oh my
has,
God. No, hold on. I'm sorry. I also released some music with Tayumwas. It came out on Sunday. I'm sorry, I forgot. I have to shout myself out.
Bro forgot to
I need to.
shout himself out. You're doing all that shouting at the beginning of the podcast, and the songs that are actually the work that you put
Imagine.
out, you didn't shout out.
Yeah. So we released a song called Nilisunda with Tayu Moas.
Bro needs the coins.
I think there's
Go
a
stream.
video coming soon, guys. Listen, so y'all stay tapped in if you're still a fan of the Shrappers. So yeah, I'm really grateful that Tayu Moas saw the vision and was like, yo, yeah, I want to work with you. So I hope you guys have a chance to listen to that. And that being said, Sam, that was episode 95 of our podcast. We are steadily approaching episode 100. I want to shout out to you guys and tell you guys thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Genuinely, I really mean it. I always feel very, sentimental when somebody says they listen to the podcast or on social media hints at the podcast having to be out at a certain time and they're like actually invested. And it's like crazy that people consume this show. So thank you guys. As always, I always end with the 3 C's. Today I will just list them. So I need you guys to be confident in your art. I also need you guys to be consistent with your art. And lastly, I want you guys to always work on your craft. Sam, are you going to tell us about procrastination? Or are you going to procrastinate on telling us about procrastination?
I will. I don't have something clever for procrastination.
Just don't do it is actually very profound. Very profound. Or no.
Wait, that actually doesn't work with procrastination because then that's an opposite. That's an.
It just hit me. No, it just hit me. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Go ahead and do the thing,
bro. It's so funny how, bro.
Do the opposite of what don't do what I say. Do what I do.
Wait, bro. It's so funny how. I know, but it's so funny how that hit us both at the same time. Because, yes, I know you were saying just don't do it as it, just don't procrastinate. But okay, I'm sorry. I'm the guy who explains a joke and makes it unfunny. But yeah, that was actually hilarious.
You're one of those guys in the party. Oh my goodness, you're like an uncle.
Bro, listen, I'm Unc at this point, man. Next year I'll definitely be Unc. Yeah. Anyway, guys, listen. Shout out to you all, and we will see you on episode 96.